Everybody. What a great day to be in Lincoln, Nebraska. Thank you for your patience and waiting for us. I had another press conference earlier on the CLC system where we're trying to get a jump on preparing our kids for the future that's coming. And we're about to talk a little more about the future that's coming. Right here to Lincoln, Nebraska. Let me start out with some background statements that are pretty broad in nature, but let me tell you, I believe it. And this is where the world's going, this is where the United States is going, and we want to be in the vanguard of all of this that's taking place now with the incredible changing communications technologies. Cities that create a culture of innovation are the cities that are going to succeed. A culture of innovation creates an environment where homegrown startups can become thriving national and international companies. Innovation attracts talent. Young people looking to start their careers seek their fortune in cities that offer cutting-edge opportunities. Innovation improves the lives of our citizens when a new idea is introduced that positively alters how we live day to day. Innovation will help us anticipate the future and proactively address challenges here in our city before we have some of the big city problems. And innovation puts a community on the map by announcing to the world that we are constantly improving, seeking improvements, that we are a city where anything can happen. Today, my friends, we are putting Lincoln on the map with an innovative idea that will be a game changer for both the public and private sectors. Lincoln is seeking to become the first city in the United States to offer an on-demand, autonomous shuttle service for public transportation. Lincoln residents will be able to summon the shuttle with smartphones, and an electric-powered shuttle will answer the call and tell them when and where to meet it. The shuttle will arrive and transport employees, students, tourists, and nearby residents to destinations along routes in the downtown area, all without a driver. And all this could happen as early as 2019 in a summer pilot program if we complete the testing and secure external funding. Autonomous vehicle technology will change the course of history, generating the same transformational impact on our society as did the Transcontinental Railroad, the National Interstate System. With this project, we get to be a part in shaping that history. A technology advancement of this magnitude could open multiple additional possibilities for a city. Professors and students may seek out the University of Nebraska and its innovation campus as they strive to be leaders in autonomous vehicle research. Businesses could be created as new research develops new ideas for consumer products and services. Entrepreneurs may seek to locate in the city that offers a hub of transportation innovation. Imagine a world where a bus schedule can adapt to rider schedules. On-demand service complements our traditional public transportation and offers our community more transportation options to better meet their needs. It provides greater flexibility for riders in a high-traffic area of the city, allowing them to reach their destinations in the downtown area quickly and easily. Finding new ways to increase the use and efficiency of public transportation has other benefits. We can reduce the need for costly future infrastructure improvements and develop a sustainable transportation model to support continued economic growth across Lincoln. The long-term results could also reduce congestion, reduce the need for new parking facilities, and enhance air quality in the downtown area. In short, We will improve the quality of life across Lincoln by proactively addressing these issues before they become problems. Right now, our vision for the first on-demand autonomous shuttle is just that, a vision. Turning that vision into reality requires strong partnerships and a big assist from the residents of Lincoln themselves. Our project will only succeed if everybody plays a part. Lincoln has been named one of 35 champion cities as part of a national competition sponsored by Bloomberg Philanthropies. The organization was started by former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg. Mayor Bloomberg is doing incredible work nationally and around the world to advance the vision of how cities can adopt innovation and create new ways of doing business to better serve their residents. As one of the champion cities, we are now competing to win a $5 million grant that would allow Lincoln to actually implement an on-demand autonomous shuttle pilot program as early as next year. The Bloomberg team is looking at two criteria in particular. First, they're looking for innovations that can be replicated in other communities to solve the challenges that cities face. The promise of reducing the need for costly street expansions and increased economic growth with an on-demand autonomous shuttle service could be quickly adopted by other communities if Lincoln is successful. Second, Bloomberg wants to teach cities how to better engage the public and adapt their projects. They want to see how well the challenged city finalists change their projects to meet the needs of their residents. And that is where the whole Lincoln community comes in. A part of the Mayor's Challenge competition is a series of tests, or what they call prototypes, where we learn about the public's expectations for the autonomous shuttle and improve our proposal based on the data we collect. We need to demonstrate to the Bloomberg panel of judges that we are adapting our autonomous shuttle proposal based on what we learn from the community. And that's why we need community stakeholders and the general public to ride the shuttle and to provide their feedback to help us understand how it fits into our transportation needs. We need to know your concern, the public concerns, about how the shuttle operates, what routes it should follow, what amenities it should offer, the content of the phone app, and their expectation with regard to shuttle stops. We need your help, the public's help. Over the next few weeks, we will be providing rides on the shuttle and researching reactions. Your feedback is critical to helping us win the additional project funding and ultimately making the shuttle project a reality in our great city. So stay tuned for more information about dates and times to ride the shuttle. City investments in technology and our partnerships with the private sector has put Lincoln in a position to seize the opportunity that Bloomberg is offering. Our administration created the Lincoln Technology Improvement System and invested in a series of conduits that allow private companies to lay high-speed internet fiber. Today, the system is 400 miles of conduit that holds fiber from 7 different telecommunication companies. The fiber optic system is the backbone of what we call the Green Light Lincoln program, the smart technology that now improves safety and efficiency on Lincoln streets. It is also the technology needed to run an autonomous shuttle. As technology expands in the autonomous vehicle market, our investment will not only support the shuttle, but commercial autonomous vehicles as well. So I want to recognize and thank the city's partners in the project, HDR, ALLO, Nelnet, the University of Nebraska, Nebraska Innovation Campus, the Downtown Lincoln Association, the Mill. We are fortunate to have many private sector partners who have the vision and who have the fortitude and who have the passion to lead us forward on a variety of ambitious projects, including this one, and I salute them all. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Bloomberg Philanthropies for their investment in cities and for the tremendous opportunity they are offering for two communities like Lincoln to make a difference for our communities. I also want to recognize and thank Senator Deb Fischer and her staff. We may need a waiver from the federal government to conduct future tests, and Senator Fischer's office cut through the red tape and made that happen, and we're grateful to her. Finally, I want to thank the city project team that has worked very, very hard on making this dream a reality. An innovation of this magnitude takes the brilliance and hard work of many, many people. The Transportation and Utilities Department, Mickey, thank you. The Planning Department, our Urban Development Department, some of the mayor's staff, and some very bright graduate students from the university are bringing the future a little closer to us as a result of all the hard work. Not all that long ago, many of our ancestors were traveling here in covered wagons and on horseback, and the Nebraska they saw was described in Willa Cather's book, "Oh Pioneers," back in 1913. She said, "There seemed to be nothing to see, no fences, no creeks or trees, no hills or fields. If there was a road, I could not make it out in the faint starlight. It was not a country at all, but the material out of which countries are made." Nebraskans have built a life here with imagination, with determination, and with the spirit of innovation. From horses to transcontinental railroad to cars and airplanes and space shuttles, we continue to be pioneers, always looking for better ways to travel. This is a part of that. Mickey, your turn.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you so much for being here today, and thank you, Mayor, for this incredible opportunity. Is it just me, or is this an exciting day in Lincoln, Nebraska, right? Woo! In fact, I don't think I've been this excited about an arrival in Lincoln since Scott Frost, essentially. So now we just need to work on getting him on the shuttle. So here we are all together, standing in the middle of America, shaping history in transportation technology. This shuttle represents a disruptive technological advancement that will significantly alter the way we move people and goods across the globe forever. And yes, the technology itself is very important, but today I'm going to focus inward on the culture of innovation, the entrepreneurial spirit in Lincoln that makes something like this even possible. Because innovation is only possible through people. People who are willing to take risks. Risk-taking is a tricky business. People have to feel safe. They have to have permission. And I'm not talking about permission to just take a risk. I'm talking about permission to take a risk and maybe fail. Because there are only two outcomes for putting yourself out there and trying something new: success or failure. So if we want innovation, we must embrace failure as a natural outcome. And that is really hard to do, especially in government. But in Lincoln, Nebraska, we know that failure is not a waste. It is a tool, it is a lesson that can shape us and lead to our future success. And it is this healthy and pragmatic relationship with failure that creates an environment where innovation is possible, where testing autonomous vehicle technology is even conceivable. So what is the role of government? To be innovative, to be entrepreneurial? We say absolutely 100% yes, challenge accepted. So today I want to thank Mayor Beitler, our partners in the community, for allowing us to explore our own curiosity about how far we can go in transportation and transit. Not just permission, but an expectation to be a national and world leader. We are so fortunate and grateful to work in an environment where we can stick our necks out, take chances in the fearless pursuit of a new idea that has never been tested before. In Lincoln, a new idea is like a seed that is watered and nurtured, given sunlight, and allowed to grow and thrive to produce something special, something meaningful to us all. So I just want to give you a quick story about how this seed was sown. About a year and a half ago, Mr. Lonnie Berkland, our Assistant Director of Transportation, and David Young, our fiber and right-of-way manager, who I like to call our chief turkey in charge. He is king innovator for the city of Lincoln. They pop into my office and we sit down and they carefully explain that they want to do a feasibility study of AV technology and partner with HDR to do so. They want to explore whether it could work here in Lincoln. We had applied for a Smart Cities grant where this was a concept, and they wanted to resurrect that, even after failing to get that Smart Cities grant. So this was a passionate plea from these two brilliant engineers, but as an attorney, I'm listening to this proposal and immediately assessing risk and liabilities and the possibility of failure. But as we explored the topic further, I could see that this experiment was actually necessary, that we had to get Lincoln ready for the arrival of this technology, and it was prudent to begin studying its impact on our community. So I was convinced the project was needed, but I wasn't convinced about the timing. So I asked the guys, why is it so important to do the project right now? Why can't we wait a few years down the road? Can you tell me why now? And Lonnie sort of leaned back, looking very pensive and thoughtful in his chair. He wants to always be very deliberate about his answers. When out of nowhere, David haphazardly throws his hands up and he responds with absolutely no thought at all and says, "Why not now?" And we all had a good laugh because that logic seemed to make very good sense to us. And we decided, instead of pushing regulations and pushing paper, we were going to push the limits and join the private sector in the fearless pursuit of new ideas. I've worked in government for a very long time, as have these two engineers, and it is truly remarkable to me that we have a mayor and a community that fosters this entrepreneurial spirit within us. So I want to give a big thank you to Mayor, his brilliant staff, the private sector partners, and the community. I can't thank Mr. David Young enough, who serves as the project lead. You are a rock star. Mr. Young, Lonnie Berkland, Mike Davis, your incredible support, your staff, their technical expertise of the project, our consulting team at HDR, Holly Salmi, and all of the volunteers, both in and outside of our department, thank you so much. I also want to give a special thanks to Barb, who has been doing all of our grant writing. So there's many, many people to thank, but we are very grateful and want to be very gracious about this opportunity. So thank you. All right. Professor Rowland.
Okay. All right, we're next going to hear from Larry Rylett. Did I pronounce it right? You got it right. Thank you very much for coming. Larry is a professor of civil engineering and director of the Nebraska Transportation Center here now. Thank you.
So on behalf of the University of Nebraska and the Nebraska Innovation Campus, I'd like to welcome everyone to this event. Speaking as a researcher and a professor, I've always appreciated Nebraska and the city of Lincoln for a place where we can get things done. We were able to do a lot of innovative partnerships from the public sector, private sector. Right now, our Intelligent Transportation System Lab is hooked up to that fiber network that you heard previously talked about. And we do a lot of studies in the city of Lincoln around Nebraska because of that ability and those partnerships. We were also able to get a $14.25 million grant from the US DOT a few years back, looking at safety aspects of things. And without this kind of partnership, we would not have been able to get it, both from the federal congressional delegation, the state legislature, the public sector, the private sector. And this shuttle is just another example of one of these great partnerships, and we're very proud to be part of this effort. So you and Al, as you heard, will be helping with some of the research, looking at individual stakeholder interviews, focus groups, and public perception. We have a number of students who are interning on the program. I know Samantha and Judy are here. I think they're probably at the back if they're students. Yes? You can put up your hand so they'd be welcome to talk to you about it after this event. But they're here. There's 4 student interns. The Public Policy Center directed by Dr. Scalor is going to be instrumental in the public perception aspect of it. And Dan Piankowski of the College of Architecture is going to be overseeing some of the research. In closing, just want to say we're very excited by this project. Another great example of the partnership between the city, the state, the university, and the private sector. And we look forward to seeing the results of this project. Thank you.
Ralph Battenhorst is Senior Vice President of a great engineering firm, HDR. Please come up and give us a few words.
Well, thank you, Mayor Beitler. And good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. So on behalf of the nearly 10,000 employee owners of HDR, we want to thank the City of Lincoln for the opportunity to be one of their partners on this very exciting project. You know, Lincoln is a vibrant, growing, and forward-thinking community, no question. But continued growth is going to require new thinking and new mobility type answers to congestion and connectivity, and continuing to improve the quality of life for the citizens and the many visitors to the City of Lincoln. I don't think there's any question that autonomous and connected vehicles are a game changer, as the mayor noted. This is a trend that's going to be rapidly increasing in the coming years. So as a global engineering and architecture firm headquartered here in Nebraska, HDR is at the forefront of this technology revolution. And this technology is leading edge, there's no question about that. There have only been, to date, a handful of autonomous micro-transit deployments in the US and in the world, okay? However, at this time, there are no planned deployments that are of this scale and of this dynamic nature. And that's pretty exciting. So we applaud the City of Lincoln for their leadership, for their vision, and for their commitment to providing innovative transportation solutions to the citizens of Lincoln. We are truly excited to be a partner to the city in providing those solutions. And we are especially proud to be helping provide mobility and safety to the travelers in our home state of Nebraska. Thank you.
And we also have with us today Brad Moline, who's president of Allo Communications. And Allo is being extremely helpful in this matter. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Wow, what an exciting time. First of all, let me start off talking about what this means to our parent company, Nelnet. We employ several thousand, a little over 3,000 people in downtown Lincoln. It spreads from the Shuttle building to 13th and O to the Telegraph District. This looks like a perfect vehicle, so I'll maybe attend a meeting on time. I doubt it. But how we move and how transportation works has always been part of Allo as well. Since Jeff Kenny and I started this fiber project back in 2005, we've talked about how there's 2 challenges. There's transportation and communication. And if we could solve the communication side, wow, the transportation becomes much easier. It's really fun this time saying, wow, this is transportation that's going to make our communication a little easier. So we're so excited about this. Allo provided a little bit of ability for this project with our fiber overbuild. Mayor, I still remember it was August of 2015, a little over 3 years ago, when I attended a meeting. I thought it was going to be the mayor and Mike Dunlap and me, and instead we walked in, there were 18 people. All I had with me was my business cards, not a PowerPoint presentation or anything else, and what a vision. David Young, yourselves, the Angelo study. Now let's move it forward. By the end of the year, we'll be substantially done installing fiber to the residents, businesses, and governmental entities throughout Lincoln. Now, that's exciting for us. It's probably also exciting for many of you because we won't be digging up your yards anymore. But that's just a temporary time. It only takes a few months to do the construction, and now we have the next 15, 30, 50 years to take advantage of fiber. Do we know where it's going to go? No. But we love being an enabler, and that enabler allows for things like this autonomous vehicle. We didn't think that was the reason we were doing it, but the community, public and private partnerships will help deliver it. So ALLO, Nelnet, we're all very excited. I thank all of the 500 people who work at ALLO and the about 6,500 people that work at Nelnet for helping get to this point. And in the end, I'm also real excited because I live in the rail yard. I work in the Telegraph District. This is perfect for me. So thank you very much.
Okay, that's the end of the formal presentation, and thank you all again for being here, for having patience with our little delayed start. We hope you will, with the media, take the word back to the community that we need their involvement. We need the whole city working on this project. We know we can do it, and we're going to move forward with it, and we'll see what happens here. Mickey, David, why don't you come on up here with me? I know there'll be a variety of questions, and we'll open it up to questions from the media. Nancy.
Will you have information about when I can take my grandkids to downtown and try it out?
What, pardon me?
When will you have information about when the public can try it out?
Within the next few days.
Yeah,
so.
we'll have a final schedule in the next couple of weeks as far as all of the activities over the summer.
Okay, and will there be a time for the public to actually try it out, or will they have to schedule it to know somebody?
100% there will be public rides.
And that will happen in mid-July, late July?
We'll have a final schedule for you in the next couple of weeks. We've got to finish the engineering. We don't want to give promises without having everything complete and ready to go. But there will be public rides. Go ahead. Right now, this is funded by Bloomberg, and one of the things we're researching is how do you integrate this technology with the existing transit system. So I would expect it would be in line with what we're charging now for the transit system.
Make no mistake that the city's putting some money into this too. Right now, I believe that figure to be around 150,000. Okay.
But for the people who want to ride it now, that's being on.
No. This is a pilot project. We're really interested in getting the public feedback, testing the technology, testing the acceptance of the public. Is this a service that they want in downtown Lincoln? Go ahead.
Why not just sit back and let somebody else do this and wait till everybody works out the kinks in this? And, you know, there have been some problems in Arizona about promise and vehicles and things like that.
I think that's a great question. And I would ask you, why should we sit back? Can we not develop this technology in our city? Can we not think boldly? These shuttles will run at 12 miles an hour during the demo phase, so we're researching it.
Do you want to chime in on that too, Mayor?
Yeah, you know, there are judgments involved in all of these things, of course. But the Bloomberg opportunity represented a unique opportunity. It represented money up front to take care of a big part of the cost of exploring it initially. And it represents, should we move forward in this competition, it represents an opportunity to be known to and to be able to solicit from a broad variety of philanthropies. And there will be many corporate interests taking an interest in this. So it affords us a unique opportunity to do the innovation ourselves. And we think that on balance, it's an opportunity we should not pass up.
I might just, from a pragmatic standpoint too, there's so much about the technology that we need to learn. And we can either embrace the research ourselves and have a way of controlling that research in a test environment to understand how this integrates with our traffic system, our streets, educating our public. So there's a lot of data and information that we need to gather about this technology, and rather than being put upon by it coming before we're ready, we actually are taking a leap forward to be proactive about what it will do to impact Lincoln. So there is a pragmatic and technological aspect to this that we are trying to get ready for. So I don't want to dismiss that.
I think it's saying the same thing that Mickey said, but one way or another, we have to learn about the technologies, and we have to learn to be able to choose among technologies and among companies. So it's not wasted energy in any event. The question is when we go forward.
Great.
For the test period, will there be drivers in it or someone in it there to, in case something goes wrong, and how long will that person be there? Will it always be there inside?
Yeah, I think for the moment, all you need to know is that until some point in time in the future, when the technology is truly established and there are no safety questions, there will be what we call an ambassador on board. There will be a human being on board to be sure it's safe in all of the initial phases. Pardon me?
Is this the only vehicle that's being tested?
Yes.
For now?
For this initial phase of the grant process, this is the only vehicle. Should we succeed, it would be a 4-vehicle demonstration project in the future.
For the trial period, will that include calling it with the app, or is that what could come in 2019 and this will just be on a set route for the trial period?
David, you want to take that one?
So we have 2 more prototype phases to go through. One of those phases will be a test route to test the technology, and then a public rides portion where we're actually getting people on and off the shuttle. The application will be tested during that phase. It will not be live. So really we're just looking to get people's feedback on the application, see how it operates in the real world, and then deploy it should we get a next phase of the project.
All right.
Who wants
good?
to ride it first, right?
Yeah, we'll take all volunteers up here in front. But with respect to the media, more than any other time, I would say thank you, and hopefully you can get the word out about this, and you can get the word out to people about the need for the involvement. This is not just PR at this time. This is getting people involved in the project. So we hope you'll get the word out. Thank you very much. Thank you all again for being here today.